Well, hello everyone. Dylan here with my first LEGO Fortnite review, and this one's on the Durr and Supply Llama. So on the front of the boxes we have the LEGO Fortnite logos and picture of the sets that come within in different areas of the game, and also the age group, set number, and the amount of pieces. A little bit extra artwork on both sides of it. Then and then back side of it just have different views of the set, and whereas for Supplied Llama, just one of the features of the set and what is within, and also Lego.com and the logos again, and that is it with the boxes. And now on to the manuals. We'll kind of oddly done renderings like they've been doing over the last few years, but also now with a little pinkish lavender kind of tone, well fitting to Fortnite with the logos again and everything, but also the QR codes of which unlock some hidden skins that you can access within the game, of course. Then the transition from plastic bags to paper bags, ad for the Builder app. Then on the back side, how to win on the online survey. Then the pieces that come with the set, of course. And then advertisement for some of the other sets of which Battle Bus gonna get and review soon. And then the last building steps there. And now on to the sets. First off is just the Durr, which, as you can see, quite simplistic and also a quite well accurate look to it. Which, even though we do also have kind of a smaller scale version that also comes in the Durr restaurant set, and of course, looking quite silly for how you. So, like the really bottom one here, which is pretty much just a large hexagonal plate and rounded curved slopes around it, and a lot of open space underneath, probably so you can like attach it to something with the reverse studs if you wanted. And then also, as for the like center patty part, which kind of comprised mainly some like, which is just various plates stacked with a few hinged plates around, obviously to give it a bit of texture to it, and then above of which is some yellow plates and curved slopes to be cheese, and also these curved slopes in red to be probably tomato for that, of course. And then also you have this other slope piece in coral, which, and also some other curved tiles in that color acting for the tongue, which quite nice then. Then the top part of it, which is just a bunch of curved slopes and also large curved slopes all around, making it the top bun, of course. And then the eyes of which are made mostly from BB-8 body pieces from Star Wars, but with the tile pieces on top to be the eyes of which, and of course making it quite silly kind of look to it. And then on top of which is pretty much just a rounded tile with a few little rounded tile pieces on top to be like sesame seeds or something. And then also a couple little astromech droid heads being the top olive, of course. And now what's kind of lacking for this one of which I think could have been a little beef boss minifig to the side, which, although that would have bumped the price up a bit more, but otherwise it would have been as fair. But yeah, even though he probably come in another set in the future, but yeah, and that's about it and also not only posability to it, except for this top part that swivels very slightly. But yeah, and that is it with Durr. And now onto the supply llama, or otherwise loot llama, of course, which, as you can see, which really captures its appearance from the game very well for that. Even though there is also the small one that comes in a small set as well, but of course, this was just about quite good for that. Or just, and of course, this in a larger scale and done quite well for that. So I'm going to start off from the ground up like I always do. That, well, just for the legs here, which are pretty much just a few plates with wedge plates around it, and then also with black tile pieces underneath for hooves, and then also as for like the side parts of which is although it's a little bit of a pain to work around, where it's just different cheese slopes and curved slopes, just in the different colors of like purple, lavender, and azure and blue. That, and of course going all around to it, but obviously to give it sort of the pinata kind of look to it. And then this one side of which is in dark tan, and a light tan piece which does have a sticker on it, but there's only 3 stickers in this set, which is a kind of good thing. And then on the back side, which is just a few more curved slope pieces acting as the tail part, and it's actually 6 separate sections, and all of which well posable for that on clips. And other side of which, little to no different. So if you're quite a symmetry person, this set is about right for you. And then the bottom part, which does have a little larger curved slopes in lavender as well. And then what this hinge tile piece on here is for, well, is for a feature which I'll show later. And then the top part of which would also kind of a large tile piece, and also on a hinge, which again I'll show a little later, and old-time telephone piece, obviously to be a little handle for that. And as for the long neck here, sort of the same kind of stuff going on, but also with a little larger slopes as well, and the neck part also as well, so kind of a lot of texturing going on to it. And then onto just the head part, which I say well captures its in-game appearance just well perfectly. And of course, pretty much various plates and such, and also this slope piece with a single sticker on it as well, and then also movable mouth as well. And then also like the tile pieces with that are for the eyes with a single dot into them, and also these eye pieces, these which can be well useful for mocking if you were to make mocks that are, or large scale mocks of characters that are from like Family Guy, American Dad, Regular Show, or some shows like that where the eyes are like that. Then this which well workable for that. And then lastly are the like ear parts, which are on the hinge kind of plates that go up and in and outwards, and also turn up and down like so. And as for the posability, which posable in the ears and in the neck, but just swivels up and down, but not side to side, and of course in the mouth as well. So barely much posability to it. So obviously, since it's supposed to be a bit of a display piece for that, of course. And now onto the main feature of this set, which is for that hinge part I showed earlier. Is you pull on that and some things drop right out. Well, actually happens on both sides, and it's like so. It's now onto the loot you get in the lock right here. So you can get like 2 little water bottles made with cylinders, and these top piece is in lavender, and then and then classic dynamite piece, and then a plunger blaster, which with the classic blaster piece, and also top plunger piece that we have seen for a while, and then little jar here, which is just a minifig head with a round plate on top or tile on top, and then also little trophy kind of thing with these few gold pieces and a diamond piece and a microfig in gold. Nice, see there, and wobbles around like that. And also this one power up, which is just gray and red, which with that kind of piece in that color, which and pretty much a bit of snot going around for it, and then also this extra backpack kind of piece with these green cylinder piece around, and then also one of these little hoop pieces, which we have often seen used as Quidditch rings in the Harry Potter theme, and also in some other things as well. But nice to get it in black here, and then some quite nice texturing there, and also with the gold bar in this burnt orange color for that. There. And now to reload it back into the llama which is quite simple with these, but make sure these parts are held right upwards. And the gray part that I mentioned earlier is open it up, and then inside of which is just a couple of unique jagged slopes in there, which is to make it fall to both sides of it. So you can just take the contents and fill them up on both sides. But sometimes with these larger ones, they can get kind of like oddly situated, unless you situate them better, and then it might not close this door as good. But if you get in the right spot positioning, you can get them in there quite well. Hang on. So now for my overall verdict, I think these which are really great sets for how they are. Like obviously as good little display pieces and quite well done builds for how they are. Like even though they may be out of scale and such for anything in Fortnite, despite the battle bus that is. Well, at least, but of course there are some other small scale versions of these out there, or that are in other sets. But yeah, and and of course both sets are also good parts packs as well. Like, do get plenty of alright pieces with the Durr, but Supply Llama does also have plenty of like lavender, purple, azure, and blue slope pieces for that. Like if you were to make a large mock with those pieces, well, or with those colors, I should say, this which well workable there. And of course, nice to have some like fun, unique builds to bring into here. And whereas for display pieces, they which are well workable for that to, well, especially with the Durr to like have on like your nightstand or desktop or whatever. But as for the price points of which, well, mainly with the supplied llama, like over 600 pieces for $40, that of which really good for how it is. Like, even though with most $40 sets to be like around 300, 400 pieces for that, well, maybe if they were licensed themes or whatever. And of course, like most of these Fortnite sets, they tend to be quite good for the price points. And whereas for the Durr for $15, which quite good for how it is, and of course, and also good easy gift for like anyone, of course. And but also does have, and of course, kind of a fun, silly thing to have around. But yeah. And what else to say? Not much, but yeah. But once again, great set. And of course, plenty of nice, good pieces for mocking and some unique building techniques, which if you get these and build them up, you would know. And of course, with Supply Llama, the dropping loot feature, of which done quite good for how it is. But yeah. And so now, if you're looking to get these sets, it's for your collection, definitely pick them up. And if you're a true fan of Fortnite, then definitely pick these up. And if Durr is still available, if you can still find anywhere, then definitely pick it up. And that is it with this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.